Hi, M.Gary Neuman here, author of Connect to Love, The Keys to Transforming Your Relationship. Welcome to my Webisode series, Connect to Love. I recently spoke with Cathy, who has courageously come forward to share her story. Cathy cheated on her husband and is now divorced. We all think that behind every cheater is a marriage that was falling apart. Sure, that's common, but it's not always true. Cathy tells us that she had a good marriage, but felt it was a sign of weakness to discuss her needs with her husband. Then, through a hobby, she spent the uninterrupted time with a new man that she now wishes she'd spent with her ex. So Cathy, tell me, you were somebody who physically cheated, and your marriage wasn't so terrible before, is that right?
Trying to solve issues that I had that had nothing to do with my marriage. But instead of going inside to do that, I used an external source to try to do that, much like somebody might start a drinking problem or a gambling issue or a shopping issue, something along those lines.
So instead of going straight to your husband, I guess, and communicating or being able somehow to articulate whatever needed fixing in your lives, you went outside the relationship, you think? Okay, so then what did actually happen? How'd you meet this other guy, or how'd that come about?
I met him when I was training for a half marathon through a running group that I attended every Saturday, and I was actually out there by myself. He was with a group of people. I also knew him from the gym that I worked in. I'm a fitness instructor. I knew him casually only by first name, but when we started running together one Saturday morning, that's 2 hours of uninterrupted conversation with somebody else. There's no cell phones, there's no kids, and we formed a friendship fairly quickly.
It's always interesting to me how you talk about 2 hours of uninterrupted time. I mean, if you think about it, or anybody who's been where you've been at thinks about, when's the last time I spent 2 hours uninterrupted, no cell phone time with my own spouse, Right. It's like never. So it's almost like if we would only have taken that time and put it into our relationship. What happened as it progressed? Like what occurred within you and within your marriage?
It just sort of, a fantasy play in my head, maybe having a couple of dreams about him. I thought he was attractive. There were qualities about him that I really liked that were similar to my husband at the time. There were qualities about him that were completely different than my husband at the time.
Did you lie about it?
I'm going to go to lunch with insert girlfriend's name when I was really going to lunch with him.
Got it.
Or I'm at the gym for a yoga class in the evening and I started talking to somebody, which is why I'm an hour later coming home, when in fact I was in the parking lot talking to him. That was the form of the lying.
When he found out, what was your immediate reaction internally?
I had always told myself that if and when he found out, I would absolutely come clean from the get-go and not try to lie my way out of it, because at the time, Gary, I saw this as what I was intended to do, and I figured that when my husband at the time found out, that was my trigger to start this new life with this person, which would mean getting divorced and being with him. He was my soulmate. This was my path.
I found through my research for my book, Connect to Love, that most women who consider themselves happy in their relationships spend on average more than 30 minutes a day talking with their partners. In relationships where women are unhappy, much less talking together occurs. Every ounce of energy you spend on your relationship will pay off big time. Very quickly, you'll find yourself connecting to love. Thanks for joining me. You can learn more about Cathy's story, as she'll be blogging with us on my website at mgaryneuman.com. Join my Facebook group discussions at Connect to Love and follow me on Twitter at M.Gary
Read M. Gary Newman's Connect to Love, available wherever books and ebooks are sold.